Alright, so just for a quick example here, we're going to go into graphing exponentials involving e. Okay. Now, most of the time you're going to be graphing these in your graphing calculator. Very rarely are you going to graph this by hand. Okay, but it's good practice to know how you can graph it by hand if you ever need to. So again, majority of the time you'll be doing this in your graphing calculator. But let's just go ahead and use this example to see how we can graph this by hand. Well, the first thing you're going to want to do here is make a table of values, okay? So what I'm going to do, right to the left of this, I'm going to make a table of values. And, okay, we'll call this a table. And we'll have x up top. And then we'll have our function on the bottom, so f of x equal to, and we're going to have to move this, e to the x plus 2. Alright, so essentially all we're doing is making a table of values here. Alright. And we'll start at negative 3. We'll go to negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. Okay? So what we're going to do is go ahead and just figure this out. So all we have to do here is plug in these values here that we have for x, and we want to see what the function returns. So we're just going to plug this into our calculator. So anywhere that we see in x, we're going to plug in negative 3. So it'll be our starting point. So I'm going to do e. I'm using my calculator here. E to the negative 3. Okay? And we're going to do plus 2. And when you do this, you get 2.0. Alright, we get 2.0 here. So 2.0. So what I'm going to do as I'm doing this, I'm just going to make the points on my graph. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. So when x is negative 3, the function is 2. So we're going to go over negative 3, so we get negative 3. And so on the x, we're going by 1s, and then we're going by 2s on the y. So we're going to go over negative 3, and then up 2. So at this point right here, we're going to make a dot. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. I'll plug this in my calculator. So we're going to plug in a negative 2 into the x. When you do that, you're going to get 2.1. 2.1. Alright. Same thing. So I'm going to go over negative 2 and go up 2.1. So right about here. So that'd be perfect. Let's go on to the next one, negative 1. So when I plug that in, I get 2.4. So same thing, I'm going to go ahead, put that in, so negative 1, and I'm going to go up 2.4. Alright, so again, like right about here. Alright, next one, when we plug in a 0 here, we're going to get 3. Alright, so when we plug in a 0, we get 3. Let's do this with a different color. And so 0, and then we go up 3, so right about here. When we plug it in a 1, we get 4.7. Okay, I know that's small, so 4.7. So over 1, and we're going to go up 4.7, so right about here. When we plug in a 2, we get 9.4. We get 9.4. So we're going to go over 2 and up 9.4. So we'll say like right about here. And we'll plug in a 3 and we're going to get 22.1. So you can see that exponential growth that we have there, how it shot way up. Okay. So over 3 and then somewhere way up here, right? And Again, if you were investing, this is what you're looking for. Every investor wants exponential growth because that's going to make you rich, right? So again, this is all having to do with exponential growth and base E. Okay, so here is the graph, what we have. So that is how you go about graphing exponentials, dealing with E. Again, most of the time you're going to be doing this in your calculator, okay? But if you ever had to do it by hand, this is how you go about doing it.